may just send up 40 acres. Who the neighbors? Kobe Bryant from the Lakers. That ass paper. And I still mob through the hood. I don't need no waivers. Cause if you niggas get wrong.
How are your hands?
Dude, my hands are destroyed right now. That wrecked me.
Why?
Man, I don't know. I got into the first round. Wait, are we doing this? Are we in the thing? Well, the first round got started and I thought I better pace myself because I knew it was going to get heavy in the second round of 5. And so I kind of just took a steady pace through the thrusters and the chest to bar pull-ups. I just went unbroken on everything for thruster wise. And then once I got to the bar for the chest to bar, maybe round 4 or 5, started to fatigue pretty good and lost my butterfly and then had to go into kipping. So it's kind of like, uh-oh, we're in defense mode now.
Yeah.
Took a minute break. And as soon as I felt it starting to happen on the like 4th or 5th round of chest to bar, and I felt like, oh, it's gonna go. Like there was that little slip feeling. It hadn't torn yet, but it slipped a little bit. I was like, all right.
What would you say is the factor that got you to losing your butterfly?
I think I just tapped my capacity too early. This is like kind of an exploratory workout for me. I don't really know my capacity for any of these movements. I don't do them enough to like be like, oh yeah, cool. Like 50 thrusters, 50 chest to bar. Okay, that's like on the upper end, so maybe I should back off and break it up early.
Sure.
I just didn't know, so I was just going off of feel the whole time. And
right.
The first like 2 sets felt really good on the thruster and really good on the chest to bar, and then until they didn't, and they didn't feel good really quickly. So like I said, it was like the 4th round or something. So I just felt it on like, I don't know, like a 7th rep or something, and then just switched to kipping.
Sure.
And then I just held kipping through the last round of chest to bar. But yeah, that's when the hands started to go.
I only asked that because I know of so many people just within the CrossFit space. They're like, dude, I got to get the butterfly.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm going to use it. But
Yeah.
they don't know to what extent that they have it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And
I'm
then
that person.
and then what to do when it goes.
When it goes. Yeah.
Right? No, I'm that person too.
Yeah. It's like, oh, survival mode is happening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, in hindsight, like, if I could like talk to myself pre-workout, I probably would have been like, just break up the first 5 rounds a little bit, maybe even on just like sets 3, 4, and 5.
Sure.
You know, just because I think it would have saved me, and I think it also would have helped me a lot in the latter rounds of the second half. You know, it wasn't going to save my hands or anything; those were going to go regardless. But I think my lats and my grip would have been better off for it. Like I probably would have just gone straight kipping rounds 4 and 5 of chest to bar and saved myself a little bit, because I think the butterfly, trying to butterfly like you were saying, it just beat me up too much. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really have a goal, so I don't know.
It
was just kind of see where we would end up. I kind of thought I would finish it, though I would say like the bar muscle ups are definitely on like the upper end of my capacity. But I mean, it is what it is, dude. Like going into that second round of 5, the first bar muscle up, my hand exploded. And then I looked down and I just saw like, you know, blood flying everywhere all over my grips. And I was just like, well, so much for this theory of maybe I'll do it today and then I'll retest on Monday. Like I'm not going to be able to hold on to a bar for another week. So yeah, it was like maybe round 2 bar muscle ups. And I came down and I looked over and saw Mark on the bike, and like at the same time, like a piece of skin from my palm just went like flying onto the middle of the gym. And I was like, oh my God, I'm literally falling apart right now. Like my body is disintegrating before my eyes. Yeah, so it turned into a total cage match.
Yeah, that's hardcore and I love it.
Yeah. And then, you know, thrusters on the second half, the heavier thrusters, they actually didn't feel terrible. But I also like think I should have broke those up a little bit earlier too. Like I think I did 7 on the first round, and then I switched to like 5 and 2.
I feel like you end up going at them at a more common collected pace.
Yeah.
Given that like that's your only option.
Exactly,
But compared to here, when you're all like amped up, you're like, okay, I'm gonna fly through these.
Totally.
Yeah.
You're all juiced.
Yeah.
You're like, 10 thrusters at 95 pounds, that's no worries.
Yeah.
But yeah, the 7 thrusters at 135, it's not like obscene weight or anything. And because of it, it just, like you said, it just forces you to pace a little
Right.
bit more. Like I was like getting to my overhead and then like taking a breath.
Right, you're gonna hold at the top and be like, dude, are we ready to go down yet? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think
So-
that's one thing that I point out for a lot of people is that your cycle rate on the thruster makes a huge difference in your ability to, you know, go into these later rounds with some juice, with some energy
Yeah.
for you. I know, you know, they suck in general. However, you know, and holding onto the bar longer sucks, but, you know, maintaining good postures and good breathing patterns throughout this is going to allow you to, you know, even try once you get here. Even if you're not good at it, you can still make an effort towards it. So,
Yeah.
you know, cycle rate on the thrusters, maybe breaking up the pull-ups sooner than you think, even if you do have pretty good pull-up capacity, to save the hands a bit, to save the forearms a bit. Even if it is one of those where it's like, dude, they're going to be all chewed up afterwards anyway.
Yeah.
You know, you could at least give yourself some chances in there.
Yeah.
How was that minute of rest?
Oh, that went pretty fast. So the minute came and went really fast. It's like, okay, you're gonna start again at, it was 6:16 or something like that. And I like feel like I just sat down and was like doing a damage assessment. And then it was like, I looked up at the clock and it was like 15 seconds left. I was like, oh no, okay, here we go. But it was nice to catch your breath before the heavier barbell.
Sure.
Which is also actually, you know what, that's kind of like a little bit of a trap, I think. Because you come from resting for a minute, even if you went hard at this first part, a minute rest is enough to at least kind of get yourself somewhat put together. And then you get under that bar and you're like, okay, I feel it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. And then you rip 7 of them, and then now you're right back where you were in the first, at the end of the first 5. So I fully got caught in that one.
Yeah.
It kills me because after the minute rest, I think the trick to this whole thing, you're gonna make it further in this thing if you can just break it up earlier and just be smooth and steady through it. I had like, even doing 5 and 2 on this, I was walking back up to the bar for the muscle ups, and I was like, I don't know, 15 seconds at least of like trying to get my heart rate under control before jumping up and starting another bar muscle up.
Okay.
So I was taking really big breaks to catch
That was kind
my
of
breath.
my next question. Like, maybe it was equal, but were you dealing with like kind of like muscular burn, fatigue, or cardiovascular, you know, just not being able to keep up with your own heart rate, breathing pace?
Maybe a little of both.
Okay.
I would say probably more muscular fatigue for me on like the pull capacity.
Yeah.
Heart rate was high for sure, so it could have came down
Do you feel like your conditioning was on par for this, minus, you know, hand rip skill, the skill of something like the kipping and all that?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the cardio capacity was there. It was maybe a little more muscular fatigue. And
In terms of feel, what about it compared to the past 2 workouts, cardio-wise?
Well, the first workout was just pure cardio capacity. You know, it was like as long as you could hold a really high heart rate, because I didn't feel like it was heavy weight. It was just movement,
Sure.
a lot of movement. The second one could have been that kind of same style workout, but for me, I was a little bit capped by the double unders, so I couldn't go that hard on the rower or that hard on the deadlifts because I needed.
Yourself short on those. You
No,
had a
you
good day.
I mean, just needed to not fall apart on the double unders. So
Yeah.
this one was like I didn't have the holes like I did in workout 2, so I was able to maybe tap my cardio capacity a little bit more and like actually get into the workout. But yeah, I mean, the only thing I can really think of is like if I would have paced the second round a little better, maybe even slightly on the first round. I don't think I was going that fast, but if I really would have paced or broken up the second round, I think I would have taken less breaks, and I think overall I would have made it further in the end. You know, that was my big stop. I think I just maybe like bit off a little more than I could chew for the first 3-4 rounds of that second set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this
yeah.
is this one of those where if you don't have a bar muscle up but you're kind of close, and is this that open workout to try it?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely is. If you don't have bar muscle ups, you're gonna get, I don't know, at least 8, maybe 7 minutes of practice.
That's right.
To try and learn to do bar muscle ups.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I think you go for it. This is great practice for it. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
There's gonna be a lot of first BMUs, I
Yeah.
think, this open. It'll be cool. And for those that do sort of have bar muscle ups, like, I wouldn't even say I'm good at them. I sort of have them. It's cool. It's like it's an awesome opportunity to test your
Yeah.
capacity for them. See how
Oh,
many
yeah.
you can string together and whatnot. So that's the other thing. That's maybe a tip too. Like, I think maybe my like upper end of capacity for bar muscle ups is like 5 when I'm fresh. So when I started doing them, they felt pretty good. And the first one's always a little harder, but then once you
Yeah,
get the
once you
second
go-
and the
once you
third,
find
and
your
they
rhythm.
like start coming together, you know. So they started feeling good. So I want to string them together. I think I did 6, maybe even I don't know. Maybe I did 7 on my first set, and then that really like was a bad move, you know, because then all the other ones after that were they didn't.
You're like,
go
that
good.
was cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
oh,
oh.
nice. Yeah, oops, that was stupid for sure. So, yeah, maybe take whatever you think your capacity is and then knock like 2 or 3 reps off of that and make that your
Smart move.
sets,
Yeah,
you
just
know?
stay under that threshold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, totally. But it's really fun. It's a fun one. It's gonna be a one and done for me. Go spend some time soaking my hands in like, I don't know, lotion or something.
I got something for you. I'll show you what it is.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, but good luck to everybody. Goes out there and gets after it. Make sure you, I don't know, bring gloves, bring grips, bring gloves, whatever you got.
Yeah.
An extra set of skin for your palm.
Yeah. They make that, right?
Yeah, second skin. Yeah, it's good.
We're plugging second skin.
Yeah, this will be a good one for you. Enjoy.